As the sun shines over Empower Field, the Broncos usher in a new era. Walmart heir Rob Walton has won the bid for the team with a hefty price tag. And this morning we're taking a look at what comes next before his historic offer finally goes through.
We'll also have what it means for the team and Denver fans. Thanks for joining us today. I'm Nicole Brady.
And I'm Brian Sanders. Speaking of the sunshine, Lisa joins us with warming temperatures out there.
It is. It's going to be a really pleasant afternoon, close to normal too, with those temps getting to near 80 later on today. Right now, 57 out at the airport, 60 degrees downtown. A little warmer as you get closer to downtown, and beautiful conditions. Mostly sunny skies right now, and skies are going to stay pretty clear today. Yesterday, we had some building clouds and some severe weather. It's going to be a drier afternoon. Fewer storms expected across the plains, and highs will be right around 80 degrees between about 4 and 5 o'clock. Denver 80, Boulder 79 today. You'll find some low 70s near Estes Park, Evergreen, and Bailey, right at around 72. So a pretty pleasant afternoon. Coming up, we're going to take a closer look at when we need some rain. We could see some here on the Super 7 day. Drought conditions worsened across the eastern plains. You can see the areas there in orange under severe drought. Again, I'll show you when we may see a few more storms coming up.
We have a serious problem up to the north where I-25 is closed down going up into Cheyenne right now. Had a serious rollover crash and a lot of people were hurt in this wreck. And so northbound I-25 is closed down right now into Wyoming at the car exit. So if you take a look at the cameras up there, and this is the northbound side right there going up into Cheyenne. This is the southbound side. This is that car exit I talked about. This is what would take you on Weld County Road 126 over to Highway 85 and then get you into Cheyenne. The drive here in town is heavy in those usual spots. I-25, I-76, busy for us here across 270 and I-70. It's also pretty busy on Highway 85 coming into Brighton with a new problem, it looks like, just coming into Brighton. Southbound I-25, that southbound side, real busy through about Yale or so, but at least C-470 has been nice and quiet.
We have some breaking news we're following as crews responded to a hot air balloon that had to make an emergency landing. This happened right off Highway 285 in Bear Creek Lake Park. No word what exactly caused the emergency landing, but we were able to see some people getting out. It appears that everyone was able to get out okay from this, and some construction crews nearby also got to the scene and assisted. Well, it's a new era for Broncos country as we take a live look at Empower Field. Not only are we starting the season with a new quarterback and head coach, but now the trifecta, a new owner.
That's right. Yeah, the Broncos made the announcement through a late night tweet. Walmart heir Rob Walton leads the group with the winning bid. Denver 7 sources report it's for a U.S. sports franchise record of $4.65 billion. Denver 7's Veronica Acosta joins us from Empower Field this morning to explain what still needs to happen before this deal is final. All right, we lost her video and audio there, but as we take a closer look at this $4.6 billion deal for the sale of the Broncos, the previous record for a U.S. sports franchise was $3.3 billion for the Brooklyn Nets. That also involved some real estate. The Carolina Panthers were bought for nearly $2.3 billion back in 2018. But what does this mean for the Broncos and for the stadium, perhaps? Right now on the denverchannel.com, you can read our Broncos insider Troy Rank's full analysis of the sale. Switching gears now from Colorado to our nation's capital, gun violence is still a top priority for lawmakers.
So we are continuing our 360 coverage on guns in America this morning. Local leaders in several metro communities moved forward overnight on gun legislation. Meanwhile, corporate America has stayed largely silent in response to the latest tragedies. And lawmakers on Capitol Hill right now will hear from survivors of the Uvalde school shooting as senators try to reach a compromise.
We have team coverage this morning, and we want to start with Denver 7's Christian Lopez because Boulder City Council passed several measures on gun control more than a year now after the King Super shooting.
Yeah, City Council unanimously passed those ordinances last night, and here's a look at those measures. The most notable one is a ban on both the sale and possession of assault weapons. They also raised the age to buy a gun to 21, banned ghost guns, and established a 10-day waiting period to purchase a gun after waiting for a background check. And during that City Council meeting last night, City Council heard from several community members. A lot of them shared how much the King Soopers shooting impacted them.
Before the King Soopers shooting, I did not realize just how devastating gun violence would be for a community as a whole.
As an educator and parent, I want to ensure that we are doing all we can to prevent all gun violence. Prohibiting firearms in sensitive places fosters safer spaces and also recognizes the continued trauma that survivors of gun violence deal with when repeatedly exposed to the open carry of firearms.
But not everyone was in favor of that decision. Some people who were against it said that would divide the community and make Boulder less safe.
It will be a big mistake to start restricting legal citizens' rights to defend themselves. Far more lives are saved each year by guns than taken by guns. Everything you guys are voting on tonight is just virtue signaling. In case you guys forgot, criminals don't obey laws.
And during that meeting, Congressman Joe Neguse also sent in a video where he was expressing his support for the passage of these proposals. Live this morning, I'm Christian Lopez, Denver 7.
Thank you, Christian. 3 other communities, all in Boulder County, are cracking down on guns. In Superior, the Board of Trustees passed new regulations limiting who can possess a firearm. Also, assault weapons can no longer be bought, sold, or transferred in Superior. And anyone who already owns an assault weapon has till the end of the year to pass a background check. 6 gun ordinances passed a second reading in Louisville last night. The measures include a ban on assault weapons, raising the gun purchasing age to 21, and outlawing open and concealed carry in places like hospitals, schools, and churches. And in Lafayette, City Council passed a first reading for ordinances prohibiting open carry in public places and on city property, and also requiring gun dealers to post signs warning of the dangers of guns. These will need to pass a second reading still. New this morning, South Park High School in Fairplay will be the first school in Colorado to install a one-button threat alert system for active shooters. The Denver Post reports the equipment, which allows students and teachers to issue immediate emergency notifications to staff and students after pressing a button, and it also connects directly with police dispatch, sidestepping 911 and third-party callers.
The kids started asking out loud, Mr. Reyes, what is going on? And I said, I don't know what's going on, but let's go ahead and get under the table and act like you're asleep. As they were doing that, and I was gathering them under the table and told them to act like they were going to sleep, is about the time when I turned around and saw him standing there.
This morning, we are hearing powerful words from survivors of the Uvalde school shooting, including Arnulfo Reyes there, who lost all 11 students in his classroom that day.
And as we take a live look from our nation's capital right now, testimony is getting underway. Survivors of the Uvalde school shooting will be speaking out before a House committee on gun violence. Again, that's getting underway right now.
Meanwhile, Denver 7's Jessica Crawford joins us because one of the youngest to testify in front of that committee is just 11 years old and has a horrific story to tell.
Absolutely. It's powerful. It's heartbreaking. We're hearing from that little girl who faked her own death just to stay alive during the Uvalde shooting. This hearing is coming as lawmakers are rushing to finalize a bipartisan agreement on gun reform. 9 witnesses will testify before the House Oversight and Reform Committee today about the mass shootings in Uvalde and Buffalo. Victims' parents, a pediatrician, gun safety advocates, the president of a teachers union, plus the Buffalo Police Commissioner are all expected to participate this morning. A package of gun control legislation is expected to pass the House this week, but it is likely to stall in the Senate. Actor Matthew McConaughey spoke at the White House Tuesday, urging more action on gun control.
We need responsible gun ownership. Responsible gun ownership. We need background checks. We need to raise the minimum age to purchase an AR-15 rifle to 21.
All talking points we're going to be hearing today. A group of bipartisan senators are aiming to have a proposal on gun reform ready by the end of the week.
Well, thank you, Jessica. As investigators also look into what went wrong in the response to the Uvalde school shooting, a nonprofit created after a Colorado school shooting is now focused on aiding in those responses, like what we saw in Uvalde. Emily Keyes was killed during a hostage incident at Platte Canyon High School in Bailey back in 2006. During that situation, she sent a text to her dad saying, "I love you guys." That has now been used as the name of the foundation to help in the response to school shootings. Emily's dad, John Michael, started the I Love You Guys Foundation. It has created standards for response, the reunification process, and mental health support.
If we can increase the layers of protection, and that isn't necessarily all physical protection, but it's psychological and mental protection. If we can have those conversations, if we can detect some of these behaviors before they become actualized, I think we can move the needle. And it is a process, not a switch. If an expert had an answer, then where is it? Okay. I don't think there's a single answer to any of this. I think it's a community answer.
John Michael says if we keep providing schools with the tools to identify when kids are facing tough circumstances, we can move the needle more.
A COVID-19 vaccine maker says its newest version provides much better protection against the Omicron variant.
And word from the top is that inflation may be sticking around. What officials want the Biden administration to do about it?